$1.15. Comments, questions? Trustee Dawkins.
None.
Trustee Washington.
None.
Trustee Harris Jones.
None.
Trustee Heiferman.
I have none.
Trustee Roman.
Nothing.
May I have a motion to approve the claims list, please?
So moved. Second.
Been moved by trustee Washington, seconded by trustee Harris Jones. Roll call, please.
Trustee Dawkins.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The claims list is approved. Of that claims list of $716,000, two items comprise the bulk of that. Our payment to the city of Harvey for water was $347,000. Our payment to Thorn Creek Sanitary District for sewage treatment was $158,000. That amounted to $505,000, or 71% of that claims list. At this time, may I have a motion to approve the reappointment of Jack Rymack to the Appearance Commission?
So moved. Second.
Been moved by trustee Roman, seconded by trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Dawkins.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
Motion is approved. The omnibus, excuse me, hear from the audience. I skipped over. If anyone in the audience would like to address the board on any subject not on the agenda, please raise your hand. Yes, sir. Whatever you're most comfortable with.
I'm vaccinated, just this is for the rest.
Come to the podium so we can hear you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kurt Fowler from Fowler Productions. I was the one who was hosting the charity poker events at the Family Video. And I wanted to just come and say thank you for the opportunity to have done that. As a Homewood resident who's been working with these charities for more than 10 years, it was an opportunity to not only bring revenue to the Village of Homewood, Marco's Pizza, and the surrounding businesses, but it allowed a space for these charities to host the events because per the law, you must be able to have a provider location. And we are running out of spaces because most places are either vacant or they're completely out of business or they're asking for a certain amount of rent that's unreasonable for the events. After the 12 events at Family Video, we were able to generate about $14,000 in food and drink revenue throughout the city, several $1,000s in materials from Menards and Home Depot, Waltz, Knicks Knacks Activewear, and the charities were able to host the events without having them kind of sit there and not do anything. We're back in Orland Park now at a studio that I lease out there. And I'm hoping that the opportunity to have done this has shown to Village of Homewood that it's a good option, and maybe there's other things to consider with some of the vacancies that there are. And I would invite any sort of questions that the board may have to kind of find out more about it, and hope that anything that you did hear about it was in a positive nature, separate of what the charities might be able to inform you. And like I said, I'm just looking for ways to keep expanding the events for the charities, but also the economic impact locally, being able to fix up places that are vacant so that they're occupiable after we're done, and see what else might be possible for these events and everything. So I know it's kind of a last minute sort of thing, but like I said, we've been getting ready for an event this weekend, and I figured I wanted to come say thank you because the last opportunity I missed out a couple weeks ago. But if you have any questions about it, I'd be more than happy to answer it, in hopes that maybe we can do some more things down the line, host some more events. So
Thank you.
no problem. Thank you.
Can I ask a question? What
Yes.
kind of revenue ultimately did the Blue Island VFW get
Before their revenue share at the end of the year, they received $4,000
for the Homewood events?
for all their events. Yes. Yeah, there's a revenue share. So no matter what day the charities are on, be it a poor performing day or a really good day, they all make the exact same amount, because a new charity like the Blue Island VFW, they may come on a date that's not as good performing. For example, Father's Day, our first event, was a very low turnout, and the other days were much better. So every charity is guaranteed a set revenue of $1,000 no matter what. And at the end of the year, they get a revenue share check that is distributed based on how many events that they do. So some days we've had events where it's 6 inches of snow on the ground and there's almost no revenue to account for, but the revenue share guarantees that they get the same amount. And even if they have licenses expire due to COVID, there were 5 licenses that were not able to run events, and those charities were still able to get the revenue share from that. And this year, we've seen an increase in participation because there's no other place to play except for people's houses and online, which neither of them are legal. So they prefer, since there's no place to play at the casino, to come out and support the charity events. And when they do that, it creates a very tight-knit community where most of the people actually came and they walked to the location because they're from Homewood and everything. So
the revenue in the Homewood event, the
All
8
12 events.
the 12 events.
a minimum $12,000 for all 12 events total. But at the end of the year, each charity is going to get a revenue share of about 100, 150 bucks more, depending on how the rest of the year goes. Because now that the Delta variant is starting to back up, we may see a drop in participation, which means the revenue share might be lower. But if it continues to increase because it's a better option and friendlier atmosphere, then the hope is the charities will be next year at a minimum guarantee of $12.50 and keep growing as the players start to participate. It's also about the space. We had, at any point, 9 of the tables going on the very last night. The very first day we had for June 20th, my birthday, we did food for everybody at the location to say thank you for coming out to celebrate. Let's support Marco's Pizza. So the revenue from that day was less because we spent a majority of it on buying food for the players to say thank you for coming on Father's Day. So it's designed to make sure that this one large pot, everyone benefits the exact same way, with us being able to afford things like getting a carpet cleaner to clean the carpet because it needed some carpet cleaner. One of the door locks broke on the women's bathroom. So my father had to go to Home Depot to buy a door lock and replace it. So it operates similar to what a casino environment might, with the end result being that the hosting charities are the benefactor. And instead of having one perform much better than the other, they've all agreed to share the revenue so that at the end of the year, they know exactly what to make. And then we keep building on it from year to year. A couple of years ago, the revenue share was much less. COVID did worry me. So we started off this year at a significantly lower rate. But then as soon as we started to see an uptick in player participation and even just straight donations from players, one gentleman donated $2,000 to the food pantry once he found out that the benefiting chair that day was a food pantry. And this was prior to Family Video. So that's the atmosphere we try to create. And as they start to grow and grow, we'll start to be able to have more revenue for them, find more places, because any place we go to, it's going to cost money to clean it up, licenses, replacement, get it up to code, new door locks. And rather than going to a banquet hall and spending $2,000 on it for 12 events in 1 month, which is $24,000, it makes financial sense just to find a vacant unit, spend a couple thousand to fix it up, occupy that, and then utilize that space to bring revenue to the surrounding communities in hopes that another vacancy like the old escape room or Panera, which I've been trying to talk to them for a long time. There's a lot of places that need work. And my dad is a contractor. He does this for me at $15 an hour instead of a normal contractor rate, because he knows that we need to have a clean environment for these guys to feel comfortable to come out and donate. So it's a lot of moving parts, but when all is said and done, it helps to
Any
create
other
that.
questions? Anyone else on the board?
Sorry to ramble. Appreciate it,
you.
sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Anyone else like to address the board this evening? Okay. Yeah, I'm the vote, Mrs. Thomas.
The board is asked to approve a 3-year contract with Paramedic Billing Services, Inc. to provide ambulance billing services for the village. The board is asked to waive competitive bidding and purchase 2 cardiac monitors from Zoll Medical Corporation, the sole source of this type of equipment. The village will trade in 2 units and use a $10,000 grant from Comcast. The final cost will be $38,571.80. The board is asked to approve a 5-year collective bargaining agreement between the village and the Homewood Professional Firefighters Local Union 3565. The current contract expired April 30. The board is asked to approve a 5-year collective bargaining agreement between the village and Teamsters Union Local 700, representing police department records clerks, water billing clerk, and building inspector. The board is asked to approve a lease agreement for the village auditorium between the village and the Homewood Arts Council for a period of 1 year. The board is asked to authorize Village President Hofeld to enter into an agreement with Joan Sullivan of Urban Legacy LLC for culture, food, and entertainment at 18031 Dixie Highway. The village will use the Homewood Business Incentive Program to reimburse eligible expenses for improvements to the business to a maximum of $25,000 for the grease trap and up to $15,000 for costs of renovation and site improvements for a new commercial kitchen. The owner plans to make approximately $800,000 in investments in the building. The board is asked to pass an ordinance allowing for a parking variance at 2033-2045 Ridge Road to accommodate the proposed Triumph Building Site mixed-use development by HCF Homewood LLC at the southwest corner of Ridge Road and Martin Avenue. The board is asked to reduce the requirement by 3 parking spaces. The board is asked to approve a redevelopment agreement between the village and HCF Homewood to construct a 4-story mixed-use building at 2033 to 2045 Ridge Road. This is the site of the current Triumph building. The original plan has been revised. It will now have commercial on the first floor and apartments on floors 2, 3, and 4. The project is estimated to cost $9.5 million. The village will support the project with funding to a maximum of $7 million to be paid over the next 19 years from the Downtown Tax Increment Financing District. If the project outperforms expectations and the return to the developer is greater than anticipated, 50% of the excess financial returns will be shared with the village. The board is asked to award a bid for sanitary sewer pipelining services to Performance Pipelining, Inc. of Ottawa, Illinois. The pipelining process will be used to repair deteriorating sewer piping. The unit price is $35 per linear foot for an 8-inch main, $43 per linear foot for a 12-inch main, $79 each for reestablishing service connections, $3,925 each for 8-inch T linear, and $4,000 each for 12-inch T liner. The work cannot exceed $300,000. The board is asked to approve the third amendment to the site lease agreement between the village and T-Mobile Central LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, allowing T-Mobile to perform critical upgrades and enhancements to its cellular facilities atop the village's water tower at 18355 Pierce Avenue, pending review by the village attorney. The board is asked to approve a budget amendment in the amount of $50,000 for budget year 2021-22 to cover 2% cost of living adjustments for employees covered by foreign union contracts and non-union employees.
Thank you. I would like to mention with regard to item B, the cardiac monitors. I'd like to acknowledge and thank Comcast for their $10,000 grant toward this. Very responsive on their part. Any comments or questions with regard to anyone in the audience with regard to any of these items? If not, Trustee Dawkins.
I'm very excited that we are moving forward regarding the Triumph building. That's something that has been a long time coming, at least as long as I've been on the board. And I think it speaks to our vision as far as transit-oriented development and having a robust downtown, which is a destination for people to come. So this is us moving in a really positive direction.
Trustee Washington.
I agree. I have no further comments.
Trustee Harris Jones.
I agree. This is going to be fantastic for our community.
Trustee Heiferman.
I have nothing additional.
Trustee Roman.
I don't have anything.
May I have a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda, please?
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved by Trustee Dawkins, seconded by Trustee Washington. Roll call, please.
Trustee Dawkins.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
The consent agenda is approved. General board discussion. Trustee Dawkins.
I'm just excited that we have started our Wednesday farmers markets and we're all getting out. I would caution everyone that the Delta variant is out there, but I think as long as we protect ourselves, that we can remain a healthy and safe community. So moving forward.
Trustee Washington.
I agree. Please stay safe.
Harris Jones.
Yes, let's wear a mask and do what we should do as a community.
Trustee
The
Heiferman.
Science Center this Thursday is having a their annual fundraiser. We're celebrating our 5th year and it's taking place at Rabid Brewing. And if you can make it, come out. If you can't, still go online. There's great auction items and please participate. It's a major community event.
Trustee Roman.
I have nothing to add.
With that, may I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved by Trustee Washington, seconded by Trustee Roman. Roll call, please.
Trustee Dawkins.
Aye.
Trustee Washington.
Aye.
Trustee Harris Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Heiferman.
Aye.
Trustee Roman.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you all.